Well, I don't know. I don't
Perfect.
know if you understood, or even you understood what I was saying about like my mom. To
I did.
me,
I did. You were talking about that hollow look that people have once they
yes. Look,
pass.
there's a difference between somebody sleeping in a very sound sleep. It's not like you're
Yeah.
seeing it, watching them breathe or whatever, but somebody's in a sound sleep and then somebody that has passed. To me, it
Dude,
looks like there's some sort of life force that's in you that is gone when
yeah.
somebody dies.
Well, and that's it, dude. Is I can try and explain it because I saw it firsthand happen with my dad. I was there when my dad passed away, and you just saw. I don't know how else to explain it. You just saw, it's cliche, but you saw the light, the life just disappear. And like with my dad, he took one last breath, like one last, and that was it, gone. And I mean, it was like his eyes went from, I don't know, being active or something to just being there. Like, it was a weird. I don't want to get all morbid on this thing, but it was
Right. Well, I
definitely. I
understand.
saw it.
I mean, that's what I'm kind of trying to say. Like when I saw my mom, she went in for her surgery or whatever, and when she came out, she was sleeping,
Right.
and that's the way that I saw her. And then I was out doing other things, and all of a sudden they said that she didn't make it. I was like, "Well, what do you mean she didn't make it?" Well, I
Yeah.
just saw her, and they
Right.
said I had to come back to the hospital, and she was gone.
Yeah.
And when I went in there, it was it was a tremendously different look from when I saw her when she was just sleeping under anesthesia or whatever, and when she was gone forever.
Yeah. Oh
It
yeah.
just looked like there was that something missing,
Yeah.
and it kind of made me reinforce my belief that there is something other than us being here doing our thing
Right.
for however many years we got.
Right. Well, that's why you live for the minute, man. I mean, me and you both know that more than a lot of people. You
Yeah,
don't live for a week. You live for the minute, and you hope that you make it to the next minute because
yeah.
God knows. Only God knows, I guess.
Sometimes my wife will get irritated with me because I'm like, let's go out, let's go do something. She's like, well,
Right.
why? I just want to sit here. Well, dude, you don't understand. This could be the last time you get a chance to go out and do something.
Right.
Go out.
Yeah.
Sitting here isn't going to do you any good. You got time to sleep tonight.
Well, that's it. And you may not wake up from that, so you might as well
Yeah.
have a good time for
Might as well
this
go
day.
enjoy what you got.
Yeah. I get that all the time about people that say, about how I accomplish a lot of stuff. Whether it's books or businesses or blah, blah, blah. All the day. And as well as anybody, I'm always working.
Yeah.
I'm always working on something. I'm always busy. I mean, how many times, being honest, how many times have you called me
Enough.
and actually got me to pick up the phone on the first call?
Yeah, it takes a while.
It's always a call. I always call back.
Yeah.
I literally spend half my day looking at the recent callers and just going boop 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 until they're all white instead of red on my phone. That's literally how I run my day. But it's because I'm busy, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Because when I'm at Monreal Funeral Homes laying in the casket, I can tell you this much: there will not be one person saying, "Man, I'll bet he wished he would have done more."
Right.
There will not be a person that will. They can say a lot of things about me. They can say whatever it is. I bet he wishes he wouldn't eat so much pizza or whatever. But they will not be able to say that's a guy that didn't live every minute that he was given. Because I do.
Yeah, and you have to because, man.
Well,
it's,
I've been dead.
Right.
And you can relate to it, but I've actually been all the way dead, like shocked
Right.
back to life dead. When you have that in your head, the thought of wasting time is worse than being dead. The thought of, for me anyway, I would rather be dead than sitting around with nothing to do. I would. I don't know how to even react to nothing to do. I never don't have anything to do. I don't know how people do you know people that take vacations and they just sit on the beach for a week?
Yeah. Which I
How?
can't stand. Yeah, I can't do that.
I can't sit on the beach for an hour.
No.
I'll look around. I'll be like, man, I wonder if I could go talk to that guy and do this or that or whatever, and try and find something else. You know,
There's something.
there's got to be something. See how it is? Just trying to put me in the grave, Rick. I see how it is. You want your Selka back, don't you?
Yeah, no. Nobody wants that. Raise your hand. No. But I'm the same way. I talk to people. My wife always wants, oh, we can go to like somewhere where there's a beach and lay out there. And like, for what? What is it? Like, if I could sleep out there, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, I don't want to lay out by a beach, other than the fact that if I'm going to a beach, it better be a very well-populated beach, and I better have sunglasses so I can look at all the girls that are walking by. Other than that, I got no entertainment by sitting by a beach. I want to be doing something at all times.
Yeah. Dude, I took
a vacation to do stuff that's not here for me to do.
I took a cruise with my ex back in 2010. And when I took the cruise, I we went to it embarked or whatever you call that, took off from Orlando or right by Orlando there, Kissimmee, and it went to wherever, Nassau or somewhere, and wherever Atlantis is, the big Atlantis hotel.
Yeah,
and we went there and then we came back. It was like a 5-day cruise or whatever, and we had 5 more days that we stayed in Florida, and we went all out for it. We got the really nice cabin with the balcony and stuff on it, and we did all the crap. I could not have been more bored. I would, every day my ex was like, "Oh, I just want to lay out here in the sun and watch the waves and see if I see any dolphins and this." And I was like, "Oh my God, does this TV work?" Yeah, I was so bored. And then when it got to be night, she didn't like to do the night stuff like me. I was like, let's go to the comedy room. Let's go to the karaoke room. Let's go to wherever, because I wanted to do something. She never wanted to do any of that. So it was just this miserable trip. But we went, and then we had 5 extra days that we were in Florida before we came back home. That was like the greatest thing in the world for me, because we went to NASA, and we took the NASA tour and, checked out all the different, they had like actual rockets there. I got to get on the space shuttle. It was like the coolest thing ever to actually get on the space shuttle. But that to me was heaven. And when we got back, she was like, this was the worst trip ever. I was just so bored once we got off the boat. And I was like, it was like the only time I wasn't bored. Right. I was like, but it's because it was the only time we were doing something.
Yeah, my ex and I took it was an all-inclusive trip to the Dominican. It was actually kind of nice because the radio station paid for it.
Right.
But, the only thing, there's not TAM, was the other radio station I worked for, but nice thing that they did. And we went, and she wanted to go sit by the pool and have her hair braided and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, I cannot sit by the pool. So next thing you know, I found like a hut in the middle of the Dominican that was doing like massages. And like I could have been killed, raped, and murdered in this freaking hut in the middle of nowhere in the Dominican. But it was nice. I had to go out and do something. I just can't sit there.
Yeah, sitting home just sucks.
My wife always asks me, why do you want... Disney is on my bucket list of things to go back to, because I haven't been to Disney in 40 years.
In Orlando?
Yeah, and I want to go. I love Disney, everything, except for the fact that their politics suck ass, and I hate them for doing that. But
you better get Mortosh to give you a second mortgage on that house so you can afford to go.
I can afford to go. But I mean, so I love Disney stuff, and I want to go either on a Disney cruise or go to Disney itself. And she's like, "Why would you want to do that? We can go to like Hilton Head. We can lay on the beach and stuff like that." Because I can't sit there and do that.
Right.
I have to have stuff to do.
Yeah.
I am like a 12-year-old. I need to be occupied with stuff.
Yeah. And it's not even like anybody can take you to like a restaurant or something and go, "Oh, let's try this, Panamanian food or something," whatever it would be. Something that you haven't done before, because anything outside of McDonald's is something you haven't done before.
Absolutely. I can handle 90 minutes laying on the beach. I like Hilton Head Island because I can run and bike on the sand. Look, I'm not running or biking on the sand, so that's not going to happen for me. And I like Hilton Head Island. I was there 2 weeks before I almost died, and I loved it while I was there.
Yeah.
But I can't sit there like that.
Yeah, well, when we went to Nassau, we went to the beach one day, you know, or one afternoon or whatever. I don't even remember how long we were there. We went to the beach the one afternoon and just nothing. You know, I was bored to tears 13 seconds after we got to the, you know, we got to the beach. The water was warm. It was great. Nice, clean, clear water, like the clearest water you ever been in, right? All the things you see on TV and you're like, oh, that's nice, right? That fascination lasted about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It lasted till I saw the first fish in the water. I was like, okay, it's so clear you can see the fish. Now what? You know, then I was at now what stage. I was so bored. So tell us your perfect vacation for a week. I'll do that, Jim. I have none. I don't do vacations because I hate them. And again, I'm probably a workaholic, so I'm a bad one to ask that. But the most perfect vacation I've ever had, and I don't think I could do this anymore because I just can't drink this way anymore. But me and my ex used to take separate vacations because we just knew we couldn't stand each other for 52 straight weeks. So when she would take a vacation, it'd be her and the kids would take a vacation. I would take a week off of work. I would fill my refrigerator with TV dinners and booze, and I would just watch movies. I would back then it was go to Blockbuster, and I would rent like 20 movies. And I would sit on my couch getting hammered for like a week straight, just getting hammered. You know, getting hammered, sleeping during the day, waking up 2 a.m, watching another movie, get hammered again. That was all I wanted to do. And by the middle of that, I was bored. I was like, there were several of those vacations that I ended up going back to work early just because I didn't want to be home. It's just boring.
All right. Now they're asking me what my perfect vacation would be.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm going to be realistic. I mean, if I want to say perfect vacation, I'm going to say, you know, I'm going to sit somewhere with a buffet and 40 half-naked women surrounding me, feeding me all day long. But okay, real vacation, I'm going to say what my bucket list is. I want to go to Disney. I want to stay in like a Disney property with my wife and my daughter, and I want to be able to take the monorail over to the parks, and I want to be able to afford to go eat there. I want to be able to afford, you know, to actually buy some shit, and I want to go on some of the rides like I did as a kid. I want to live that childhood dream that I really want to have back again. And, you know, for a week, I think that would be my ideal thing. One, I know that my family would have a good time.
Sure.
Now, the problem now is walking all that stuff would be a hassle, but I'm sure that they have some sort of handicap remedy for people like me.
They got the buggy, don't they? Or the little scooter thing?
I'm sure they have something like that down there that they could, you know,
Sure
ride.
they do, yeah.
You know, I hate to sound like, you know, I'm 5, but I mean, that would be like I have so many great memories as a kid of just loving that kind of stuff.
Sure.
That I want that now because it feels unattainable to me.
Yeah.
And that would be, you know, I don't want to go like Paris. I don't want to go overseas anywhere. There's nowhere that I want to go. I don't want to go to Hawaii or anything. I just want to, that would be it. If I could get rid of all the politics that Disney has, that would be even better. But
yeah, and not have to worry about dying just by being there because you're in the wrong neighborhood in Disney. I hate to tell you, but
geez, Seth, it costs the house nowadays. Yeah, that's true, and they have really outpriced the normal family.
Yeah. Disney's not. I mean, there was a time when, you know, I mean, you remember even 10 years ago, all the athletes, I'm going to Disney World. Ain't nobody going to Disney World anymore. You know, honestly, it's not really a destination anymore.
Look, my dad took my daughter years ago, and they had a great time. And you know but they stayed like at Hilton property, so they didn't stay like on Disney property,
right?
And you know, my dad had like Hilton rewards or whatever, so they were able to get a good room for, I guess, you know, fairly inexpensive, whatever it was. And they took her, and she had a great time. But I want to immerse myself in the experience like I did as a child. Once again, that would be my perfect vacation.
Yeah. Well,
did Molly enjoy her first game? Yes, Molly enjoyed her first baseball game yesterday without rain. It was the first time she went to a baseball game and it didn't rain, so that was good.
Well, that's cool. You know, I mean, you know, it looked, I mean, from the pictures anyway, it looked like you guys were having a good time. So
I don't think I talked to her for 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, she sat in like the front row of the loge, and I sat in the back, just kind of
Right.
sitting on my phone and looking at stuff and eating. I mean, that was pretty
Right.
much it. And she was actually enthralled with the game.
Right. And let's face it, 5 minutes, that's about 3.5 innings these days.
Yeah, really. I mean, the game started at 1:40. We were out of there and home, and we were on, in the parking garage. So by the time we got out of the game, into the car, out of the garage, and back to Broadview Heights, we were home by 5 o'clock.
Wow. That's
And
crazy.
that's stopping at a gas station after.
Wow.
So we were home by 5, though.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast the game is. I don't know. I'm still not sold on it. I know a lot of people like the pitch clock. I just hate that the guys don't hit as well because they're constantly rushing themselves to get into the batter's box.
Yeah, it's a little odd, but again, I mean, the game moved a little quicker, obviously. So I guess it's good. I'd rather do that than sit there for 6-7 hours watching.
Yeah, I mean the long games I'm for. I'm for like the whole, even though it just ruins the statistics of all the people in history. I'm for like the starting the extra innings with the guy on second. You just have to drive him in to win.
Yeah.
I'm actually for all that. That's actually okay. I just don't like them rushing. The pitchers don't pitch as well anymore because they're rushing to throw the ball.
You could tell that. Yeah, you could absolutely tell that.
And that's why if you look at all the guys that are, were formerly great, look at the guy here for the Indians, Bieber.
Yeah.
He's he sucks this year.
Yeah, he didn't look great yesterday either. Because I mean, again, sometimes these guys need to catch their breath a little bit, take a little minute behind the mound, but you can't now.
But I mean, this is so subtle, but you remember in the old days, every year that you've ever watched baseball, except for this year, you would see the pitcher with his arm behind his back, fumbling with the ball to get the ball in the right position in his hand, and then he'll take he'll do the wind up thing from there. You don't see him doing that with the ball anymore. They just take it and they grab it and they throw it because they only have 15 seconds or whatever, to throw the ball. And what it really translates to is these guys aren't getting the same grip on the ball, so they're not throwing as crisp of a curveball or as cutting of a slider as they used to.
Yeah, it is a different game.
It is.
And I don't like rule changes, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. Do we have Serena Talia?
I texted her guy and I haven't heard back, so I don't know.
All right, it is what it is. So but let's take a quick break, and then if nothing else, we got to talk about Justin Bibb saying it's Republicans' fault that people get shot.
Well, he's right.
Okay.
He's absolutely right.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Are you looking for a way to support the Seth Williams Show? Get your Seth Williams Show merchandise today. From coffee mugs to clothing and everything in between, our high-quality merch is the perfect way for you to not only support the show, but show everyone what is the greatest show going today. Just go to shop.thesethwilliamsshow.com now, shop around, and buy some great merchandise from the Seth Williams Show. Shop today.
Hey, it's Seth, and I appreciate you watching today. And you can make a difference. For just $4.99 a month, you can help save someone's life today. It really does count. Every dollar matters. And you can change someone's life. Not these ridiculous dogs. Those are actor dogs. I'm talking about myself and Chris Aiken. I can barely afford a shave and a haircut, or sleeves on a shirt sometimes. We could use your assistance today. Just go to the Odyssey app. Go to the Odyssey website, ODYSEE. Just $4.99 a month can change the world for someone today. Myself and Chris Aiken. We'll give you extra content. We'll give you bonus footage. We'll give you new episodes. Subscribe to the Odyssey channel today. Thank you.
Hey everybody, it's Don Doc, and when I'm feeling nostalgic, I always go to Pinball PA. You gotta go check it out, it's a lot of fun.
Stop what you're doing and start making memories at Pinball PA, located at 2284 Broadhead Road, Suite 10B in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. We have over 420 video games and pinball machines to play, and all games are set to free play, so no quarters or tokens are needed. Pinball PA is open 6 days a week, and is the best and most affordable entertainment spot in all of Western Pennsylvania. Check out our website at www.pinballpa.com for more details. Come visit Pinball PA today. Initials up.
Aaron Tees and Signs has become your complete one-stop sign shop. Call Jimmy at 216-299-9344. Their friendly and professional staff can and will help you build your company brand and identity from start to finish. One stop means you get a complete package from one location. Custom logo design, vehicle graphics, banners, t-shirts, storefront marquees, and so much more. Aaron Tees and Signs, 4883 Turney Road. Call us at 216-299-9344.